So now let's look at an example using approximate match. And this time, by way of example, I want to look for 55 in the same table. And you can see in the pound amount column, you can see I've already sorted the pound amount column in ascending order. And that's really important because when you use the approximate match method, you're going to get the wrong answer unless you do that. And you'll see why in a minute. So looking at only a singular column, I'm going to this time input the formula, but instead of selecting false for an exact match, I'm going to select true for an approximate match. And Excel will return the largest value that is smaller than 55 that I'm looking up. So let's type here the formula. I'm going to type equals V and look up 55. I want to do it from this time just from this single column. And the column index number this time is just going to be 1. It's the first column and only column of what I'm looking at. And the range lookup this time I'm going to put in true because this time I want an approximate match. And you can see it's returning 51 as the answer. What it actually does is it moves down this column one by one looking for the 55. And as soon as it goes past the 55 without finding it, it goes back one cell. That's why you need it in ascending order. Otherwise you're going to get a random result. So it goes to 51, says this is not a match, goes to the next cell down to 65. It sees that that's higher than what it's looking for, and then it goes back one cell to 51. If you'd actually asked for an exact match, it would actually return an error. So you can also use the approximate match with text. And let's have another example here where I want to look for cola. So we need to sort the table by item in ascending alphabetical order, which I've already done. So now I'm going to type in my formula over here. So you're probably getting the hang of this by now. I type equals V up tab, and I want to look up this time cola, and I want to look for it from the first column, column 1 here. I want to extract the pound, so I need to at least go over to the pound column. I'm going to go over here. There's my table array. Then column index number, I want column 4. And this time I want to have an approximate match. So I'm going to type in here true, my range lookup. It pulls back 90. So let's have a look at why it's pulling back 90. Well, it starts looking at almonds, which doesn't start with a C, obviously, and it moves down and down and down until it gets to Coke. And it moves then onto crisps. It sees that crisps is alphabetically more than Coke, and so then it moves back to Coke. And so that's why it's returning this value here of 90. So that's how you use approximate match versus exact match. In reality, you're always going to be using the exact match. And it's very infrequently you use approximate match.